Hello Gamer Gen, I'm McHardy. I'm the lead gameplay producer for FIFA 16. It's difficult to say what the most important thing that we introduced in FIFA. Obviously, I'm a gameplay producer, so I'll give you my answer two ways. One, it's almost impossible to say. And the reason is, this year more than any other year in FIFA, it's all about the sum of all the changes we make. Innovation across the entire pitch is what we're trying to achieve, and that really means we've left no stone unturned when trying to make FIFA 16 the best game possible. But since you asked me to pick one thing, I think the first thing that our fans are going to see and realize and feel when they pick up FIFA is the new interceptions intelligence. That's a new feature that we've put in, really driven to try and bring the midfield back in FIFA and bring the midfield to life. Players on your team will be more active in trying to pick out passes that maybe they think they can intercept. And in doing so, it makes you think more about build-up play and the creativity in the middle of the park. And it makes you think more about how you want to construct your attack. And ultimately, it brings the midfield back to life in FIFA. It's difficult to say. I think we generally put the same amount of investment into especially FIFA gameplay every single year, if not more every single year, so there is some truth to that. I think in the past, we've often put in big chunks of technology. Like last year, we rewrote the goalkeeper system with the new goalkeeper. The year before that, we put in step-based locomotion, which are very large innovations. This year in FIFA 16, it's about innovation across the entire pitch. It's about making all of the fine-tuned changes so all of those past technologies can come to the forefront and shine. So we don't have that one big thing that took up the majority of our time, so it can appear when we're talking about all the things that we do that there's so much. But this is a good thing because ultimately our fans will be able to appreciate a brand new experience in FIFA 16. Yeah, so do I think Pro Evolution Soccer will come out with a good version? I hope so. I think it's best for everybody if they do. Obviously, they took some steps towards making a better game last year, and I think that's good. We always like competition in the marketplace. It's good for us, helps push us. Not that we wouldn't push if they weren't there, but it helps push us, and we want to push them. And you know, there's a mutual respect between the two companies. I know making the football games that we've made for such a long time. But ultimately, it's best for the fans. Choice allows them to decide which way they want to go, and allows them to communicate back to us what they do like and what they don't like. So ultimately for everybody it's good if they do come up with a good version. So the question is, can we make as good a game on Gen 3? Absolutely. I think we know that there's a lot of people out there that still play the Xbox 360 and the PS3 version of the game. And the presentation we gave today about all of the new gameplay features, speaking about innovation across the entire pitch, specifically around confidence in defending, control the midfield, and new moments of magic, all of that stuff, well, almost all of that stuff will be coming across to the Gen 3 console. It's my team, the gameplay team, is working on both generations, so we know that we're bringing all of those things back, and that game will be a full update. Obviously, there's some exceptions. The new goalkeeper doesn't go to Gen 3 because it's just technically not possible to do, but the vast majority of the things that you saw in the presentation today and what we're trying to achieve, defensive agility, defending as a unit, new passing with purpose, all of these things that we've been talking about will be on the Gen 3 console as well, and it will be another leap forward for them. The reasons we stopped making the game on PS Vita is largely about engagement. People stopped engaging with the title, so it didn't make sense to continue making it. There weren't enough people that were interested in it, which is again quite the reason why we're still investing heavily in Gen 3 in terms of PS3 and Xbox 360, because so many people are still out there wanting that product, and if people want it, we will make it. So the question is it difficult to recreate the women's game in FIFA because it's so subtly different than the men's game? I think the answer is yes. It's been something that we've been working on for a few years. It started with a prototype we did, maybe 2 or 3 years ago, where we scanned a female head and we put it on our animation rig to see if we could properly represent women players in the game. And we immediately realized it looks like a woman's head on a man's body, and it's not good enough. And that's sort of why it's taken so long to put it in. We wanted to do justice to the mode. As for creating the gameplay, it hasn't been super difficult to create the gameplay. just by virtue of us only focusing on the attributes and abilities and representing each of those players as best we can, a lot of the gameplay came for free. We had our database collection team study the women who are going to be in the game and make sure their attributes are set accordingly. And just by virtue of those attributes being set, the game, the new way to play FIFA sort of unfolded the same way it does in the real world. So a lot of that we got for free. But we did have to do a lot of changes to our animation rig, our rendering, scaling, how we represent different body types in the game. But the good news is all of those changes are also equally applicable to all of the male players in the game. So we made a lot of technological advances in the way that we could represent the male figures in the game as well via doing the women's national teams. So I really feel like it's a win-win for everybody. It's been a few years coming, but we're proud to say now that we actually can authentically replicate those women's national teams in the game, have a new way to play, and most of all, do it the justice it deserves. So for people who don't feel that FIFA is a significant change every year, I always encourage them, and it's just something I do every single year. Go back and put the old one in and see if you can play it once you've spent some significant time with the new version of the game. And I think 16 is no different. Now that we play 16 in the office, to go back and play 15, the game that is out there, it's difficult. And we're not even done. We're only about 65% done. So absolutely, there's a significant leap forward this year again. And as you saw in the presentation today, we have so many details to talk about in terms of gameplay and what has changed. And ultimately, the feedback we've been getting from all of our fans on this press tour that we've been doing is that they immediately feel the difference. So I think definitely this year you won't have an issue with that. I feel like it's definitely forward. But for all those who are doubting in previous years, always go put back the game that you used to play back in the console, and you'll immediately notice the differences. For FIFA 16, what this year is about is innovation across the entire pitch. It's all about getting to every single detail to make sure that we make the most polished experience and the most balanced experience that we can possibly make so that we can bring forward all of the sophistication in the engine that we've been building over the last decade. This is the year we want to bring it all together. We've focused all of our gameplay changes around three big things. We wanted to bring back confidence in defending so you feel like you can defend those potent attacks coming at you as a team, individually, and with a whole bunch of new tools in terms of our tackling fundamentals. We wanted to give you back control in the midfield and make the midfield matter the way that it should in a football product. And ultimately, we wanted to do all of that without losing the moments of magic and in fact adding a few more moments of magic. On top of that, we've added the women's national teams and a few other things like new ways to play to compete with the new FIFA trainer. So if you're new to the franchise, you'll have the ability to learn quickly on the pitch on how you can play FIFA. If you're been in the franchise for a while and put yourself at a middle level, there's something there for you to learn in terms of new controls and how to play FIFA. And if you're an experienced FIFA player, there's even a little something in there for you. There's not much that in there. There's not many people in the world that won't find something for them in the FIFA trainer. And of course, we'll be telling you more about all of the things we're doing in Ultimate Team and Career Mode. So there's a whole lot to offer in FIFA 16. I hope you come out and try it.